Oh, what's up, guys? Okay, somebody sent me a video of someone sent me a video of this girl. She's like a reactor, but she did a video on Fishtank Live, and I haven't seen everything yet, but I know she starts it out with the body cam footage, and I kind of want to see her take on it. And I also want to see if like she's accurate on anything. Like I don't know what she's going to say about the show or what she knows, but let's see. I'm curious to know her take on it. Doesn't seem like she likes it. Um, so let's check it out.
The early evening hours, the Shady Springs Police Department in Georgia receives a call. The
Right away, she calls it Shady Springs Police. It's Sandy Springs Police. So, anyways,
person on the line claims to be a victim of some kind of hostage situation. After a loud bang is heard, the line gets disconnected, but when police get to the
yo, what up,
house,
Brandy?
Sandy Springs Police! Open the door!
it turns out that this is not a
Shout
hostage
out.
situation at all. As people pour out of the house like a clown car, police realize that this was a swatting attempt, and it wasn't the first one being made against this group of people. As police enter,
Definitely wasn't the first swatting attempt. It also wasn't the first swatting attempt like that day. I think this is they were dealing with the second one.
they see cameras all over the place, bizarre artwork on the walls, a basement that looks like a surveillance hub, and multiple unsecured firearms. But no one is under distress. No one is physically harmed at this
Well,
time.
you see, that's where the firearms actually were secure. So he did pull those out of the safe. What's up, Blocked?
This isn't some kind of weird cult or non consensual imprisonment. This is an internet reality show called
Well, it's kind of a weird cold. Almost.
Tank, and it was being live streamed to thousands of viewers all around the world. And it's so chaotic that Wired magazine just called it the future of reality TV. And if this is what we have to look forward to, I'm very, very concerned because Fish Tank appears to me as straight up psychological warfare. Join me as we dive into the troubling world of fish.
I mean, isn't all reality TV kind of a form of psychological warfare? I mean, this isn't new. Concept used in the show, challenges, eliminations. It's not new. Okay.
Fish Tank. But first, a word from our sponsor, Hungry Root. Hi.
We're gonna go ahead and skip
Than a
that.
meal, pesto aioli sponsoring today's video. Please check them out. Our house multiple times. I know this video is run by a group of keeps contestants safe from. Think of Fish Tank as Big Brother, except there's no real oversight, no standards set in place that keeps contestants safe from each other or themselves, no sense of responsible casting decisions, and is run by a group of some of the worst people on the
My God. They used the picture with John Tent. Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
planet. Yeah, that's Fish Tank in my opinion. First of all, I do have to say this. Fish Tank's fan base is toxic as
Yes.
hell. I mean, this
Yes,
is
it
the
is.
same group of people who have swatted their house multiple times. I know this video is gonna reach them. Those people are going to try to attack this video. They're gonna try to attack me personally.
Listen, we're not okay. I don't advocate anybody attacking her. By the way, let's get that out there. Don't attack this woman. She's just giving her opinion, just like all the rest of us. It's great. One thing that I noticed about the fan base is they all shit on the show, but the second an outsider shits on the show, they get all defensive. Come on now. Let's hear her out though. I want to see her take, how accurate her facts are. I want to see how good her research is. I'm curious.
I don't care. Been there, done that. So you may be asking yourself, hey, girl on the internet, how do you know what kind of response this video is going to get already? Well, it's because of who created this show and who these people are and what kind of basement dwelling loser someone has to be in order to unironically enjoy the content that these people put out. Fish
Okay, that's not fair. There are okay, there's a lot of things that make the show good. I don't think you necessarily have to be a basement dwelling loser to enjoy the show. There are a lot, but you know, not everybody who watches the show is a loser. Are most of them? Kinda, yeah.
Tank was created in 2023 by Sam Hyde and Jet Neptune. Let's start with Sam Hyde, a highly controversial figure who has a reputation of being an alt-right neo-Nazi, to the point where the
I wouldn't say he's a neo-Nazi, but all right.
ridiculous statements and actions made by this man have caused people to dispute whether or not Sam is trolling or if he genuinely holds beliefs that result in such degeneracy. I could do an entire documentary style video about Sam Hyde and his many controversies, but I'm not trying to make this video 17 hours long, and also it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do that anyway, so this is just a very brief explanation of who this dude is. Sam Hyde is part of a sketch comedy group, if you can even call it that, called $1 Million Extreme.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really a big MDE fan. I don't know. I did see World Peace when they advertised it during season 4. I'm not gonna lie, the sketches were not hitting for me. I don't know about you guys, but
They even had a short-lived feature on Adult Swim, but was swiftly canceled because Sam Hyde, well, does stuff like this.
I'm getting blacked up pretty good. Boy, they blacked me up real nice.
I'm finna start my own Talk To It podcast. Come talk to it.
Hey, fat, ugly people.
that was
If
funny.
you lose a bunch of weight, I bet if you did that, you'd mysteriously become more likable with no possible explanation why.
I don't think you really need to see much else to understand who Sam Hyde is and what he's about, but I'm sure you can see how the absolute absurdity of this guy causes people to question whether or not he's actually this insufferable in real life. The other co-creator of Fishtank is Jet Neptune, who was also a member of $1 Million Extreme. I had never heard of him, but one look at his Instagram.
Of course you never heard of him. Of course you never heard of him. Nobody did before Sam Hyde co-signed for him.
And I think it's safe to say he's just as big of an insufferable shit stain as Sam is.
I will agree with that.
These are two people who regularly rely on shock value, offensive stereotypes, and intentionally inflammatory material to create their so-called comedy. These traits bleed heavily into the production of Fishtank. Anyway, let's get to the premise of the show. I personally am a huge fan of Big Brother. Like, I watch the live feeds all day, every day when it's on. So when I
Didn't you just say that people who watch things like this are basement dwelling losers? You have time to watch Big Brother cams all day? All right.
first heard about this show, I immediately was like, oh, so it's like a low budget Big Brother, except on Big Brother, you can only really watch 2 separate feeds at a time, and you often miss out on a lot of drama happening in different rooms. The Fish Tank live feeds are all on 24
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that's how the Big Brother thing worked. I really don't know how Big Brother works. I should probably shut up.
7, and you can watch whatever one you want whenever you want. This is definitely something that the Big Brother fandom wishes their live feed experience was.
You got to give it to Fish Tank about about the infrastructure of the show. The back, like say so, like Majok, what he's made it so that the infrastructure works, and it works very good. No other show has done it like them in terms of the infrastructure, other than Elistanque. But yeah, you got all cams up 24/7. You got TTS that's on almost 24/7. I mean, they turn it off and on at certain times of the day, but you got to give it to them for their infrastructure and how the back end is ran.
Like. If you're also a Big Brother fan like me, you most likely remember this guy, Luke. He was on season 25 and he got kicked off the show before the first elimination for saying the N-word. Will it surprise you that after he was kicked off Big Brother, he was a contestant on Fish Tank that now works on the Fish Tank production side with Sam Hyde? No? Yeah, me either. But anyway, after pressing play on a recap video from season 4 day 1, I instantly realized that Fish Tank is much more than a low-budget Big Brother ripoff. And if you're wondering why I decided to start randomly watching season 4, it's because one of the contestants, Rachel, personally reached out to me asking me to cover the show because, in her own words, it ruined her life.
Okay, it ruined your life, but how? Okay, hold on. How many times did Rachel try to use this show for clout after the fact? How many times did she try to reach out to production after the show ended? How many times did Rachel personally contact me contact me talking about the body cam footage, wanting to collab, wanting to do all this, wanting to do all that. Rachel was showing up in other streamers' kick chats, specifically Andy Milanakis. She showed up in Andy Milanakis' chat, asked if he wanted to collab before he banned her immediately, by the way, which is funny. The fact that that's the thing about fish tank contestants is they get salty that they're no longer involved and they don't want and production doesn't want to talk to them or they don't want to work with them anymore and they end up talking shit about the show when they realize that they have no future with the show. That's like a weird fish tank curse. Once you're a contestant on the show, everything you do after that is about fish tank and nothing else. I mean, there's like it's not often that contestants that leave the show do something other than fish tank related projects. I mean, there are exceptions. There are exceptions. I don't think Josie's done anything fish tank related lately, but you know, everybody else has.
So I've actually had plans to make this video for a few months now, and I've just been slowly making my way through season 4, even watching a few episodes with
Oh, also, guys, the video, the link to this video is going to be in the description. So go ahead and give her a view, give her a follow, or a subscribe or subscription, and yeah.
my Discord members. With the Wired article just coming out, I figured I should really get a move on here. But before anyone says anything, from
That's one thing I messed up on is as soon as the Wired article dropped, we should have just went with it. We should have just read it. Honestly, do you guys want to read it after this? We can. You guys want?
what I've seen of Rachel's season, she is not a perfect victim by any means, and some of the behavior she displayed on the show is quite honestly deplorable to me. That being said, she did
Thank you.
not deserve the things that happened to her inside that house. Although I do find the criticism of Sam Hyde created this show, so she should have known what she was signing up for, to apply well to this situation. But anyway, because season 4 is where I'm most well versed in the Fish Tank universe, I'll be using season 4 as a reference a lot in this video.
Okay, so she's just going to reference season 4. I mean, okay, this I think. All right, I think we haven't finished the video yet. I personally think she should have done more research, not just season 4. Season 4 was it ended very quick. There was a lot of background issues with season 4. I'm wondering if she used any of the research I made during season 4, cease and desist, the code violation stuff, all that. So we'll see. We'll see what she has to say about it.
So anyway, Fish Tank is currently on its 5th season, where a handful of strangers that the show fittingly calls fish live in a
Look at Blicky. Look at Blicky. She's so funny.
house together for up to 6 weeks. The last fish standing wins $50,000. The house is loaded up with a ton of cameras and microphones, and a live feed of every one of those cameras is live streamed to the internet for anyone to watch for free. There are elimination challenges, and the fish will also basically just bully each other to try to force each other to quit. Well, actually, it's not just the fish who bully each other. The live stream watchers are perhaps the biggest bullies involved in the show, because also
True.
in the house there's this stock ticker that is manipulated by viewers who feed money into the project. So this is one of the biggest differences between Fish Tank and Big Brother. In Big Brother, the house guests have zero access to the outside world. There have been controversies surrounding the show of people hiring an airplane with a banner to fly over the backyard so the house guests will see their message, or people shouting with megaphones over the studio wall so the house guests will hear them. Big Brother production has taken steps to make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen because they don't want any outside influences to alter the direction of the storyline that production is actively trying to create and maintain. And one of
And that's what makes Fish Tank Live cool. The audience can interact, change things. They could turn people against each other. Clans do that. Clans are known for that. There's certain clans who've had more of an impact on the show than others. There are people who conspire behind the scenes in Discord servers as to what they're going to do. An example of this, for example, season 3, Binks was getting a lot of plushies. So they were intentionally going to play a mind game with her. These two guys, they were like, okay, Guap on My Yeezys was one of her biggest donators, right? And so what they did was this dude Bobby and Guap on My Yeezys, I remember this. They were like, all right, you're going to send Binks a bunch of plushies and then you're going to stop for like 8 hours. And then As soon as Binks is in the room with another girl, you're gonna send that girl a plushie so that Binks sees it. And they did that, and and Binks noticeably got like upset about it. It was really, really funny. It's just an example of how, the cat or the audience could fuck with the cast.
The most interesting parts about Big Brother is actually after the show ends,
Shout out
because
Guap,
once the show ends, they are
notable Binks
finally
simp.
able to, after months, leave the house, they get their phones back, and then they're hit like a Mack truck with the opinions of the audience. They get to finally find out if people love them or hate them, and it is beyond entertaining. On Fishtank, however, the viewers' opinions of the fish are on constant display all the time because
Does
they
have
have
an
the
Issa
stop
vibes, huh?
ticker, of course, but also audience members are able to pay money to have text-to-speech comments read over the loudspeaker in the house. And many of these messages, and when I say many, I mean like a vast majority of them, are sent in order to provoke an emotional response from the people that the comments are directed to, and they are absolutely cruel. And this is happening constantly. Messages will taunt and bully the fish at all hours of the day, even while they're trying to fall asleep.
Give us an hour, y'all, please. Come on, man. I had an early flight. Come on, y'all, please let us rest. I'm begging y'all, just let us rest, please, please, please.
Charleston, I can comfort you. Be still.
Take me, I can go like y'all stop it.
They're often full of slurs, and they're
What was the example she used? I think she could have used a better one.
intentionally made to be as cruel as possible.
This show is making my life so much better. I get to watch this fat lard-ass whine. Ha ha ha. Come to my house,
man.
fat. No, your dying mother hates you, fat motherfucker.
Sometimes the commenters will be digging into the pasts or the person.
Let's not act like the contestants don't know exactly what they're signing up for. I mean, this show is essentially a humiliation ritual, so. But yeah, definitely an odd choice of a clip to highlight the abuse that they get through TTS. I mean, what was that?
Lives of the people in the fish tank, and they'll blast any dirt they find over the loudspeakers with the text-to-speech comments, with the intent to embarrass or humiliate or even emotionally harm the contestants. For example, Rachel would often find herself being forced to listen to mean comments about her weight on the text-to-speech system.
Hang in there and keep your chins up. You're the best fish in the tank. You got this.
It's day 2 of Fishtank, and you are still fat.
Rachel, can you please retract?
Well, I just want to say I refuse to believe that Rachel is a victim. Sure, she got a lot of abuse, but she's not a victim in this. I mean, I know for a fact she tried to reach out to production so many times to get on their good side in hopes of working with them. I mean, how many times during season 4 do you guys remember her talking to production, asking them if she could be a part of production? Okay, she is no victim here.
Your head into your fat and crawl around like a turtle?
Sure.
Armchair doctor here. Diagnosis? Fat and retarded.
Oink.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
sorry,
name
guys.
on it, just by thinking about it.
Sorry.
Oink. 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 Oink.
At one point, she talked about a friend of hers who died, to which the viewers responded with terrible messages about that.
And exactly, why would you do that? Why would you talk about a friend's death on the show? Don't do that. If you don't want to be made fun of about it, don't do it.
That incident, which brought Rachel to tears quite often.
What is that spiral tattoo on your arm?
It's for my dead best friend.
1 minute it's manic depression, next it's PTSD, next it's her best friend killing herself. So many lies.
Herself, she was shot in the back of the head, you asshole!
Or you can stay right there.
Rachel is the one that her
Let's not forget how doped up Rachel was this whole season, by the way. I mean, she was taking Xanax after Xanax after Xanax, constantly rummaging through her stuff.
friend in the back of the head.
The two were walking along a narrow
Yeah,
strip
boo.
of beach near the public boat launch off Seaview Avenue.
Are you?
You've got to be just as strong as the bullet that went through your friend's head. Fat hog. If your friend had a head like yours, I don't think the bullet would have made it through.
Stop!
Keep your chins up, Biggie.
Stop!
What do
Chad pretending to care about. That was really funny.
you think the last thing that went through your friend's mind was? Rachel.
Of course not.
Decide.
And you know what? Rachel was the content queen. Like I did enjoy her a lot. When she left the house, it kind of sucked. So I did enjoy Rachel's presence for sure. It was fun seeing her crash out and be funny. You know, she was kind of funny.
The bullet, of course. Fact.
Another contestant on season 4 who is openly autistic, which this seems to be a theme with casting in this show, by the way, since
No.
season 4 has 3 openly autistic fish. But this guy was being harassed.
Openly autistic, dude. I'm pretty sure every single contestant on Fishtank was autistic, with the exception of like Luke, maybe. Actually, no. Luke is probably autistic. It's not how you might think.
By TTS, trying to convince him that he was being canceled on Reddit, which would lead him to have meltdowns.
It starts with sorry. That's your foot in the door. One simple sorry, spoken straight from your core. The path to forgive.
Look at the top of his head. Look at the top of his head.
I am asking to redirect. I just need to be alone so I don't hurt myself.
Specifically, the SpongeBob subreddit. I guess he's really into SpongeBob, so this news was particularly upsetting to him. Any normal, decent person would take steps to make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, that these kind of messages don't get through. But in the world of fish,
I would say they can't control it. That's the point of the show. That's kind of the point of the show. You don't necessarily have to abuse the contestants, but it is a byproduct of TTS. It's not just abuse. They get gifts too. They get letters of, encouragement too. They get, roses, fish toys that are snacks and food. And so it's not all negative, but, they do make money on the negative uh, TTS messages. That's just what it is.
Tank, this is actually encouraged because this is a major form of monetization for the show. The money Fish Tank brings in, estimated to be in the multi-millions by the way, enables the production team to
I did talk to a production member, and they did say that it wasn't anywhere near what you think. She didn't say it was like millions, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
encourage this behavior to keep it going at the expense of the contestants' emotional well-being. The production team finds it entertaining, the audience finds it entertaining, myself, I find it exploitative. Another way Fish Tank is modern.
Okay, like that's the thing I don't like about it. Exploitative, like listen, these people know what they're signing up for. They know exactly what they're signing up for. It's not exploitative. Sure, it seems like it. I mean, what form of show business isn't exploitative? Tell me. Like seriously, tell me. Because especially in like when we think about reality TV, okay? Reality TV, documentaries, they exploit stories, people for profit. That's what this is. That's not virtue signal here.
Monetized is by the audience paying to send gifts or disadvantages to the contestants. For example, someone can spend $100 to send a fish a letter, or someone could pay $800 to force a fish to sleep on the floor for a night. This payment is optional,
really
of
cool, by the
course,
way.
but in order to have access to rewatch their library of episodes and clips on the show's website and access other features, you have to pay $10 a month for the season pass, or $35 per month for the ultimate package. After each season, producers will sell mystery boxes for $200 each that just contain trash from the house after the season has wrapped. And apparently, people are actually paying for this, which I find bizarre. According to the Wired article, it says Fish Tank gets over 500,000 regular viewers in its newest seasons. Producers claim that the show is worth $30 million, while their budget is only $1 million.
No way is it worth $30 million. Absolutely not. That's a huge inflated number. There's no way.
show has corporate sponsorships with multiple companies like Sticker Mule and Backyard Butchers.
BackyardButchers.com. BackyardButchers.com.
Bam Margera appears on multiple seasons. Joe Rogan has talked about it on his show.
It's real world.
You're saying Fishtank?
Yeah, it's real world. You get the craziest people
Isn't it
put
funny,
them
like,
together.
real world's okay because they're only mildly mentally ill?
Why are so many well-known people and companies associating themselves with a project like this, though? Cruelty is the point, in my opinion. The way I see it, it's 100% psychological torture. You may already be thinking that this is the worst reality show you've ever seen. But hold on tight, because it gets worse. The further we dive into this, the more you'll come to realize that the goal of Fishtank isn't simply entertainment. It's seeing how much chaos an ill-equipped person can withstand before they break. Now, like I said, I'm really only familiar with Season 4, so I'm not sure exactly where all of these events happened, but according to the Wired article, contestants have been known to strip naked, pour cups of piss on one another, scream slurs, fist fight, they have smoked crack or meth, viewers couldn't quite tell which, touch.
Okay, smoking crack or meth, everything else is true, but nobody's ever smoked crack or meth on the show. So I don't know where she's getting that from. They've talked about smoking crack or meth. I mean, we all know Derench spoke about smoking crack in the past, but this has never been done on the show. Yes, they throw piss on each other. Yes, they scream slurs, but nobody's smoking crack or meth on the show. Let's get that straight.
Themselves, attempted to smear feces on each other, worn blackface, and run directly into plate glass doors. When the Wired journalist actually stepped into the house himself, he writes, "It's dim, the floor is sticky, and the air smells like piss." The article doesn't mention that the fish seemingly have endless access to hard liquor, which regularly results in property damage and physical altercations. But the wild part is that production actually takes part in this physical and verbal abuse as well. That is a major distinction from any traditional reality TV show, because producers are usually kept behind the scenes and you rarely ever see or even hear them on camera. Sam Hyde is regularly seen in the house with the contestants, but he's always playing a character that he calls Gold Striker. Every season is a different Gold Striker character, though. Season 1, he was Jason Gold Striker. Season 2, he was Jedediah Gold Striker and spoke in a black scent.
Are you doing a toast without Judge Jedediah Gold Striker?
Season 3, he was Jeremy Gold, later turned back into Jason Gold Striker. Then Season 4, he was just Gold Striker again. And I guess for Season 5, Sam isn't as involved inside the house as he has been in previous seasons. But anyway.
Well, that's an understatement. He wasn't there at all. He took no part in Season 5.
When Sam is in the house, he's almost always there to cause chaos. He'll annoyingly bully the contestants.
Got the groove. Look at that. That's groove.
I wouldn't call this
right
bullying.
Y'all got the groove
You think that's bullying? I don't think that's bullying.
with it. Y'all got the groove with it. Y'all got the groove with it. Like that. Y'all got the groove with it. Y'all got to be grooving, y'all. If you don't tell y'all right now, y'all got to be grooving. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm gonna get in the groove, y'all. I got to get in the groove, y'all.
Break their stuff, tell them to behave in certain ways, or just show up to lie and gaslight the contestants to send them into some mental tailspins. He doesn't treat every fish the same way. He often picks favorites or contributes to the bullying of contestants that he doesn't like as much. For all my fellow Big Brother fans, this would be like—
Is that true? Does he favor certain contestants over others? I can't think of any prime example of that right now.
Like Julie Chen Moonves regularly hanging out inside of the house and mingling with the contestants and single-handedly controlling the narrative herself. Let's be honest though, we know that wouldn't be a fun show to watch because Julie Chen would probably just lead all the Big Brother house guests into some giant Bible study or something.
But first, God.
It would be very boring, but my point still stands. It's not just Sam, though. Jet and the rest of the production crew is regularly in the house contributing to the chaos as well. The production team is also just a bunch of little babies. Like in this moment on season—
They are a bunch of little babies, yes.
4, after a night of heavy drinking by one of the fish, a producer pulls him into the confessional to whine about having a beer bottle thrown at him and being—
This was crazy. Like the fact that Mintz pulled him in here and said, "Hey man, you kind of made me feel like a little girl, dude. Could you like apologize to me? Like, why did you do what? What?" Pretty sure everybody would have forgot about this situation, but
called a bitch.
Do you remember throwing the beer bottle at me?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not.
It's fish tank. People are throwing stuff all the time.
Right.
It's just like
exactly. Why make it a
right
big deal?
after it hit me, you like also called me a bitch. Basically, it's like my second day, and like there was like tens of thousands of people watching, and just like everyone was like for like the whole night afterwards like, Mince is Freddy's bitch, Mince is Freddy's bitch, Mince is Freddy's bitch.
They can literally dish it out, but
That's
they
the
can't
show.
take it.
Yes,
the
that's
fish
the
treat
show,
each
bro.
other so much worse, but God forbid someone calls a production member a bitch. Anyway, you heard me mention poop and pee earlier, and no, this isn't just some silly poo-poo pee-pee joke. The fish are disgusting people, dude. In this current season, season 5, one of the female contestants pooped in her hand and smeared it on another fish's face.
Stop right now. I have actual shit on my hand right now.
But instead you put shit on my face.
On season 4, they did a challenge called the Cell Challenge. Basically, they were all locked in a room in the house.
And the poop and pee stuff primarily happens in the cell, nowhere else, usually.
And the last person to leave the room wins. Of course, being in a room for that long will result in people needing to use the restroom. So there was a communal potty bucket in the closet. At one point, one fish decided to dump the communal piss all over the floor.
Freddie was goaded for this. People talk shit about season 4, but I think it was like one of the best seasons. Even though it ended early, I think it was like one of the best seasons. I don't know why people disagree with me. I thought it was great. I thought the cast was great. That's just my opinion on it.
In the first season, one of the most well-known contestants, Letty, poured pee on another person's bed. The Wired article also claims that they do a shit your pants challenge, which that's self-explanatory.
This is the piss your pants challenge. The first to piss your pants gets a point.
I shouldn't need to say this, but for whoever needs to hear it, so many diseases can be spread by fecal matter. Probably pee too, but definitely poop. Are the fish screened for STIs and STDs before they enter the house? I find that doubtful, and
This is a very good point. Are they? That's like a really good point she's making right now. I don't know if you can catch an STI from shit, but she does make a good point. Are they screened? Is there a nurse that sees them? These are all valid questions that really should be asked, considering what goes on there. Yeah.
even asked Rachel about it, and she said she wasn't screened. On one season, they actually made all the fish take AIDS tests as a joke, and one of them came back with a false positive, and it was like this huge thing. It's just so stupid, but also that tells me that they didn't give them STD tests before they came into the house. Regardless, at best, this is disgusting. But then again, people who like Fishtank are kind of notorious for liking to spread poop on walls.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry about the ads. Let me just mute this for you. Sorry, I refuse to buy premium. I think I'll get it after this.
And at worst, this is a biohazard that can seriously harm people for the rest of their lives by spreading harmful diseases. Not to mention the fish and production.
Let's just make this clear. Nobody's ever reported getting a disease after leaving Fishtank. No, Bingo and Bongo don't really have AIDS. That was just a joke.
Are regularly getting physical with each other, along with forcing the fish to take on physical challenges that will inevitably cause someone to get hurt. Rachel even claims that she ended up with a concussion during her time on the show from slipping, falling, and hitting her head so much.
And why was she slipping and falling and hitting her head so much? Could it possibly have been because she was on a shit ton of Xanax?
In a particularly unsettling moment from season 2, a contestant named Jimmy was forcefully removed from the house after
I did have the ad blocker on, but the browser, it was detecting it and it wasn't letting me play the videos. Normally I have the ad blocker, yeah.
aggressively throwing a croquet mallet at a female contestant.
Don't you ever fucking swing that hammer at me again, you stupid.
Jimmy is such a spurg.
He told Wired that he regretted that behavior, but I personally have no sympathy for a man who treats women the way that he did on the show. Wired claims each season about half of the cast
I think was he the only contestant to really get physical with a woman like that, like out of like pure anger? It's just ridiculous.
Out on their own before they're formally eliminated. Basically, all aspects of the show are meant to break the fish down mentally. This is monetized humiliation and monetized exploitation of human suffering. And apparently, the neighbors don't like having the show filmed in their neighborhood either.
No,
It's
they
a
do not.
mystery why a quiet residential neighborhood would find issue with being kept up all night by screaming and slamming doors and all the other disruptive things that go on there. Season 4 of Fishtank ended abruptly and was never picked back up for
Let's not forget that the Sandy Springs house, because of how crazy it was there and the parties, like it is a party house, the city had to create new law specifically for incidents that occurred at that house, noise related, party related, you know.
completion because they were told that they were violating zoning laws by running.
You guys want to know something crazy? I'll share something a little personal. I'm pretty sure, okay, I was at a wedding a while ago. Okay, the owner of this house, the owner of the season 5 house, I think he like he's in the porn business. Well, a few years back, I went to a wedding and the wife happened to be a porn star. A little bit of lore. And I could have sworn that guy was there, dude. Like the dude who owned the house. I swear he was there. I swear I had a drink with him. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I'd have to ask them, but anyways, that's a bit of lore.
The show from this location. They also found out that the police were receiving multiple fake 911 calls, which was obviously draining the resources of emergency response teams and law enforcement. The crew then went into a different home where they staged it as like, hey, the USA has been nuked and now all the fish are in a fallout shelter. And this only lasted for a day or two because they were once again told that they could not use a residential neighborhood to film the show. They decided to end the season there by splitting the $50,000 prize money between the remaining fish, which equaled around $8,000 for each of them. When you're watching traditional high-budget network television reality shows, there's a kind of a casting formula that they follow. There's a lot of typecasting involved. Many of them have fulfilling careers. Most of the time, contestants are screened for mental health or physical health concerns, and a lot of care goes into protecting the contestants' well-being, most likely to avoid liability. But whatever the case is, those things exist in reality TV for the well-being of everyone.
Yeah, the reactor clearly hasn't watched enough Fish Tank, but I think she's not doing like a terrible job at this. Like this video's not terrible, but yeah, she clearly hasn't watched like a lot of it. What she's saying right now is a lot of them have like a lot of reality TV show contestants have promising careers. That's just not the case. Maybe like what, 10% of them do? I mean, let's think about that. I mean, come on now.
Everyone involved, contestants, producers, and networks alike.
Yeah, Luke was on Big Brother.
Fishtank does not operate this way. In fact, as far as I can tell, people who are cast on this show are a bunch of chronically online edgelords who live in their mom's basement with no regular contact with other people, and they socially isolate themselves.
This is just, I mean, it's an exaggeration, you know, the whole live in your mom's basement, but for the most part, I mean, he's kind of correct. Yeah, pretty edgy, pretty edgelord cat. She clearly hasn't seen season 3. That was the most normie cast that we've ever had, and they're not all chronically online edgelords. It's kind of a mischaracterization of, you know, the casting. So I don't really agree with that. Jimmy, though, he's definitely one of those chronically online 4chan edgelords.
Many are unemployed and kind of doing nothing with their lives. Rachel actually sent me a secret recording that she made of herself being interviewed by a production member of Fishtank. On the surface, it's kind of boring and borderline annoying. It feels like you're watching someone put on a very pick-me performance and not actually being genuinely themselves, but there are a few moments here that make me raise an eyebrow. Keep in mind that most of what she says here is sarcastic, so take everything with a grain of salt, but at the same time, it almost makes it more problematic to me because it seems like, in my opinion,
Again, I want to reiterate. Rachel tried to work with production constantly after the show ended. She is a narcissistic woman. She loves attention and she'll do anything for it, which is probably why she contacted this reactor to cover the show. Anything for her to get a microcosm of attention. I mean, let's just put it this way. Rachel hit me up personally And she asked me if I wanted to do a stream where we reacted to Walmart shopping videos. Like what, dude? Why would I want to do that?
Opinion. Production really only cares about how someone is outwardly presenting themselves and not who they actually are. A responsible production crew would take measures to make sure that the people they're casting are equipped to handle the physical and mental anguish that they 100% are guaranteed to experience during their time in the house.
These people are adults. All right, these people are adults. Don't give me that. Okay, they know what they're signing up for. They've seen the show. Season 4, she's covering season 4. Season 4, they didn't care about getting people who have never seen the show before. They wanted people who actually were fans. So this was like a fan thing. That's why they had stream stars. So, I mean, don't give me that. They're adults. They know what they're signing up for. No, I ain't going for that.
Based on this interview snippet alone, I am not convinced that the Fishtank crew actually cares about doing what's best for their contestants. Anyway, at one point,
It's a business. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a psycho or a sociopath, but I mean, like I said, they know what they're getting into. They know what they're getting into. They know what the show's about. It's essentially a humiliation torture ritual. And I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for the torture they endure while on the show because guess what? They sign up for it.
Rachel is proudly showing off her shelf of knickknacks behind her, complete with what appears to be a green MAGA hat. She starts going off and then apologizes to the interviewer. She asks if she should take a Xanax, and the interviewer says absolutely not.
Okay, sorry. Should I like take a Xanax? I take it up here in case I got a little, yeah. Oh, okay.
What this says to me is that the production team knows that she has access to anxiety medication, which that alone would basically disqualify her from being cast on just about any other reality show out there. The responsible answer that this casting producer should have given her was, if you feel like you need to take your medication, then go for it. Yeah, take it. Do what's best for you. Instead, the interviewer tells her that she shouldn't. Again, it's hard to know how serious this interaction is. Like, maybe both of them are joking, or maybe production just doesn't care about screening out people who have anxiety problems. Later, the interviewer asks what assumptions Rachel has about the people who apply for Fishtank, and her answer is basically that there's something wrong with them, and then she lists off some trauma or disabilities that a person might have.
What assumptions could you make about the other people that applied, or the other people we're talking to? If you can imagine some other person
Really reiterating that she
we're
knows what
talking
she's getting into.
right after you or right before you, like what is that person?
Nice. Probably has a messy room. Probably has some kind of like disability or some kind of disadvantage in their life, whether that be their father leaving them or, ADD or alcoholism.
I think it's
you know, like there's something wrong with them. Definitely.
How would you assume you are different than that person you just described?
I'm not different. I'm equally or more f***ed up.
The interviewer doesn't deny any of that, and the fact that Rachel said it herself seems like an admission from both parties that the Fishtank casting crew is looking to cast people who are social outcasts, have mental health issues, or have no control of themselves in difficult situations. This is pretty much the opposite of what
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I think that's like who doesn't have mental issues? I mean, do normal people sign up for reality TV shows? Honestly, have you ever met a normal person that wants to be on reality TV? I don't think I have.
a network television reality show is looking for.
Okay, normal people don't go on reality TV shows. Come on now.
Because normally they're trying to escape liability for causing someone physical and emotional harm. From what we know about her time on the show, though, she ended up quitting because of the constant harassment from the text-to-speech messages being sent in by the audience that referenced her friend who died. For someone who seemingly knows a lot about Fishtank, it seems like she heavily underestimated how horrible its fan base can be. It's true that the comments about her weight didn't seem to faze her, and I think she went into it expecting expecting that to happen. What she didn't expect, however, is that sharing one traumatic event in her life would create an intense bullying campaign against her that she ultimately couldn't handle. I don't think most people can handle the kind of psychological torture that goes on in there, honestly. The fact that Rachel herself couldn't handle it, at the very least, tells me that she still has some humanity.
Look at her. Look at her. Oh man, classic.
Under all of this outward pick-me energy. The interviewer also specifically asks if her family will worry about her, and then goes on to ask if she would be okay if production ignored a friend or family member reaching out to them with a desperate plea to get into contact with Rachel, or have her removed from the show.
Will your family worry about you while you're gone?
No.
Let's say it's not your emergency contact, it's someone else that sees you in a weak position. Your head is against the wall, you're crying, you went through something stressful,
Mm-hmm.
and they reach out to us, and would you be willing to ignore some desperate plea to get in contact with you?
Yeah.
Just stay on the show.
Yeah. Why not?
This is such a major red flag, because if it were me, if I hadn't already been turned off by the questions that they're asking, this question in and of itself would make me hang up. It's confirmation to me that, yet again, production.
I mean, it's not. This is how the show gets very intense, and family members are known to call the police. So I mean, that's why they asked that question. Season 3 had the most police calls of any season, which is why they were kind of ran out of that area.
Production doesn't care about doing the right thing for their contestants. They care.
What production company does care? I mean, come on now. In the history of reality TV, do you think production really gives a shit about the contestants' personal issues or the show? Producers are very gritty. She makes it seem like this is the only bad reality TV show out there. I think they're all kind of shitty.
Care about making things entertaining, and they care about making money. In my opinion, that is the extent of their level of care for their contestants. There
It's
are
like any
other
production
parts to
company.
this interview where Rachel shares a
Come
lot
on.
of very personal things with the interviewer. I'm not going to share that here. That's Rachel's story to share on her own. But let's just put it this way. Production chose to add her to the cast knowing that she's been through some serious trauma. To
Oh,
me, it's
boo-hoo.
irresponsible to cast someone like Rachel. She says she's been trying to get on reality TV for years, but never got
Exactly.
anywhere with it. It seems like she finally got onto Fishtank because they're the only production team reckless enough to cast her, and others like her.
Don't
And for
put it on the
whatever
production
reason, the
team, dude.
casting department at Fishtank casts a lot of autistic people. I mean, in season 4 alone, like I said earlier, there were 3 people who claimed to be autistic. Season 3 featured a contestant named Bert, who's
Shut up.
supposedly autistic and schizophrenic, and would regularly make jokes about harming the other contestants.
Look at him. Look at Bert. Yeah, this guy, she makes it seem like she's definitely exaggerating. It's a huge exaggeration of her video, but
I mean, he was also a serial self-toucher, and he would do it multiple times a day, regardless of who was in the room with him. The
serial
women in the house raised
self-toucher.
concerns about being near him and sharing a bedroom with him. Watching literally any clip of him feels like I'm watching someone straight up go through a psychotic episode. He's clearly unwell. And he even returns in future seasons to make little cameos, and then they play a game called Hurt Bert, where the contestants take turns trying to beat him up. I'm not saying that autistic people shouldn't be
I like how James Drake had no problem slapping Bert and choking out Bingo and Bongo, by the way.
allowed on reality TV, but what I am saying
Yeah, good point. So what if you have autism? You shouldn't be treated like anybody else. Yeah, I mean, she makes it seem like these people are just like helpless. They're not. They're not as helpless as you think they are. Do you know autistic people? Have you ever met one? I mean, come on now. These
is
people,
that
these people aren't babies, dude. Oh my God, they're so reckless for casting Rachel. Oh my God.
It is widely known that depending on where you are on the spectrum, autistic people often have a hard time reading social cues, or they might react to things in ways that the rest of the population thinks is unusual. And in an environment like Fishtank, this
But it's a huge implication that that autistic people can't handle reality TV, which is not the case. A lot of them thrive and shine and are very likable. A lot of the autistic cast members, guess what? They're the most liked.
leads to severe bullying, not only by the fish, but by production, by the text-to-speech commenters, and I find this to be incredibly reckless, irresponsible, and unethical. So this begs the question, why would anyone volunteer for
She's
this?
not. It's just like a virtue signaling thing. Like a lot of creators will do that, especially people who cover lolcows, which in my opinion, you can't cover lolcows and virtue signal at the same time. That's just, you know, that's a whole nother thing though. That happens a lot in Girl World, which is something I will get into in a different stream.
At least on Big Brother or like the Real World or something, the exposure is massive, the potential for a successful life as an influencer is on the table. They regularly will receive brand deals that fund their new reality star identity, and on Big Brother specifically, the prize money is $750,000 these days. With Fishtank though, the prize is only $50,000.
Is that
And let's
you,
be
like,
honest,
from
when the
Jimmy
fish are
Stream,
done
KZ?
being on the show, what level of success are they expecting to have? Because maybe I'm just living under a rock, but I had not heard of any of these people outside of the Fishtank fandom. When I look at the cast on any of these seasons, I don't see a single mentally well individual. Not a single goddamn person. They have people like Rachel who clearly have a lot of trauma in their life that they haven't properly coped with. Another contestant on season 4 is openly an ex-crack user. But also, most of these people are actually
Huge mischaracterization of the cast. I'm sorry. It's just she's not. No.
degenerates, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Season 4 also had Ellie, who is an open racist, using white supremacist dog
What?
whistles on her own personal live stream.
Did anybody know Ellie for being a racist? I didn't. I thought she's 18 years old. She's being funny. She's using edgy humor as a means of comedy. I mean, come on now.
What race do you feel like is holding, you back the most or us back the most?
The 13%.
And then there's Jin, an openly disgusting pervert who also holds some viewpoints that point to his attraction to literal children.
Yeah, the people love her because she's, barely legal, petite little Asian girl.
But in most states, it's actually 16.
Yeah, which is technically legal. Like, I won't get arrested as a 16-year-old.
Best girl age.
Best girl age,
higher.
12 to 16.
Jin, would you?
Oh, I remember this.
Be honest.
If I look really drunk, I might, because she does have the biggest in here, but her ass is like, she's actually like egg-shaped. They're jiggling around everywhere. She wasn't wearing a bra on the treadmill. Bad idea if you have boobs. Unless you want me staring at you. Women shouldn't be on my personal male spaces. The only reason she hasn't gotten slapped yet is because she's so cute.
You smell.
Yeah, it smells like beans in there.
You need deodorant really bad.
I'm sorry, Rachel, but you're just not in the looks department.
I hurt my knee.
Because you're fat.
Also, one day he was caught looking up another contestant's skirt. Freddie, another season 4 fish, has a very clear issue with alcohol abuse and regularly would get blackout drunk. Maybe having a guy like this trapped in a house with unlimited supplies of alcohol isn't a smart or ethical thing to do, but what?
It's almost like they're doing this because it drives, I don't know, views? Could it be that things are a little exaggerated?
What do I know?
Hungry Root makes sticking to my
Sorry
anti-inflammatory.
about the ad. Let's turn that down. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Mentally unwell contestants. On season 2, you had Summer, who was forced
Summer. Who could forget?
to leave on day 5 because production thought she needed to receive mental health care after having a panic attack and throwing up on day 2, and then that panic attack didn't seem to have an end. At one point she tries to tell Sam about her mental illness, but Sam doesn't seem to care. He just continues breaking the contestants' beds while she sobs. It's bizarre. At one point, the poor girl writes a letter to Sam, which he then makes her read out loud to the cameras so everyone online can hear it, and honestly,
Because he knew what she was doing. She was doing this on purpose. She was her there's more nuance to what was happening here. It's not just bullying, okay? She was playing a game with production. They saw through it and they capitalized on it. These things happen in reality TV show. I mean, these people, I'll stop. I'll stop.
Honestly, if this girl isn't an actress, she should not have been cast on this show. She is beyond unwell and not suitable to thrive in an environment like this. And apparently after the show, she claimed that after she was forcefully removed, they sent her down to the basement until the next day, and while she was there, she said she was drugged and then an unknown production member SA'd her. She
All not true. None of this was found to be true.
later retracted this statement and said that she regretted making it, and I'm not going to say whether or not I believe the accusations, but with all the information
I mean, come on now. Okay, clearly they're fake. I mean, you just said yourself she's mentally unwell. Why do you really believe what she said?
we have, this was likely made up. I'm sure that with most people who are cast on this show, a case can be made from an ethical standpoint that they should not have been cast for Fishtank. Maybe you can say, then they shouldn't have signed up in the first place, but I personally think that many of these people are not in a place to make that decision.
Who does she think these people are? These people are grown adults. She acts like they're helpless, super mentally ill babies. They are capable of making their own decisions, okay? Oh my God, they're autistic, so they can't make their own decisions. Oh my God, they're autistic and a little anxious. They can't make their own decision to sign up on a show. Oh my God. These aren't babies, dude.
Absent of someone who's willing to advocate for them. I think this is more than just some crazy reality show. It says a lot about modern internet culture. People are willing to endure public humiliation 24 hours a day for what? A chance at recognition by the worst subset of people on
Yes.
Earth?
Yes, they do. They sign up for it and check it out. If you're going to sign up for this, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. End of story. I don't feel bad for the people who sign up for this show because they know what they're getting into. And don't give me that, oh, they're not mentally well enough to make their own decisions. Yes, they are. Do not give me that bullshit.
Small payday, it doesn't seem worth it. But it also makes me wonder if the reason that they cast these people is because people who are, for lack of a better term, societally normal, have no desire to sign up for the show for obvious reasons. So their casting options are slim pickings.
No, they're not. They have a lot of casting options. There's a lot of normal people they got. I mean, a prime example of a normal style cast was season 3 when they brought in the second set of people who auditioned. Okay. She makes it seem like they only pick people who are mentally unwell. It's not the case. And like I said earlier, what kind of normal person wants to be on a reality TV show in the first place? There aren't a lot. There aren't a lot.
Knowing who their audience is, I find it likely that even if they were exclusively looking to cast people with no mental or emotional issues, they would have a hard time finding that in their fan base. So we've talked a lot about the controversies surrounding Fishtank. Despite all the controversies, Fishtank has a dedicated fan base made up of hundreds of thousands of viewers. Sam Hyde and his crew are raking in millions of dollars. It has multiple sponsors, and well-known internet personalities have given it attention. How can this possibly be so if the show is this awful? Going back to my love of Big Brother, I think the reason people like it so much is similar to why people like
Because it's not as
Fishtank.
awful as
Big
you
Brother
think.
is the only network reality show to happen in real time with live feeds going on almost all the time. Of course, with the recent new ownership of CBS, I'm personally worried about what the show will become this year and in the years that follow. I get frustrated with it when production decides to step in and cut the live feeds because they want to hide something that they feel they can't work into the story that they're trying to produce. But aside from all that, I do appreciate the authenticity that we get from a show like Big Brother. Even though the
What are
aired
you
show
talking about?
is spliced to shit by
Authenticity.
CBS, the live feeds actually feel like you're watching an entirely different show, because you're actually watching people genuinely interact with each other. Most of the time anyway. Like, there's always going to be people on Big Brother who kind of put on an act while they're out interacting with their fellow house guests, and then they get into the diary rooms and they're like, ha ha ha, I'm an evil genius. But for the most part, Big Brother feels real, authentic, and genuine to me. So I do understand the appeal of Fishtank on that level. But even Big Brother itself is becoming predictable, despite their motto being expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected.
We already know that production has a heavy hand in encouraging behavior of the house guests to get the results they want, but ultimately, it's not scripted outside of the challenges in diary rooms. Fishtank obviously isn't scripted either, but it does make me wonder how genuine the people inside the house really are. These people do not behave like normal ass people, period. But audiences love that. They love unpredictability.
Commenting how, like, you're questioning how genuine they might be, but at the same time you're saying that they're not even smart enough to make their own decisions. So which one is it? Because clearly you're making this, the assumption that they might be, I don't know, playing on a bit. You know, when they're on the show, they're more of an exaggeration of who they really are. And I don't think a person who's incapable of making their own decisions can do that. I mean, which one is it?
And drama.
What's up,
Fishtank
Hammy?
is definitely full of that. Is this all just an act, or are these people genuinely this unhinged? I personally think it's the latter, because we know that the casting team isn't looking for normal, unproblematic people. In that case, it makes me scared for humanity, that there are people out there who are just this way. Plus,
Oh my God, what I see on a reality show makes me scared for humanity. It's almost like, you know, it's all real. No, it's not all real. Most of it is an exaggeration. I mean, they've been interviewed, they've been talked to about what's happened. You know, this is, I don't know. I don't really agree with her reaction to this.
the internet rewards extremes. You want views on the internet? Do something wild and you'll definitely get people talking. Every time someone goes viral for being racist to a black child, the most problematic people of all time will reward that person with $1 million crowd-funded payday. You're lying to yourself if you think that things are getting more affordable, okay? Most people in the United States can't afford to live anymore. We can't afford to spend money the way we used to. People are needing to get second and third jobs to afford basic living essentials. The worse it gets, the more desperate people get. And I think this kind of hustle grind set that the internet creates results in people pushing the limits farther and farther. Again, this makes me scared for
I mean, I don't know if that's the cause. I think it's a mix between like being a narcissistic person who really wants attention, the need to go viral, the need for clicks, the need for engagement. Uh, that's just like any reality TV show. For her to attribute that to, oh my God, it's because like people need money and the economy's bad. Like, what are you talking about?
humanity. It makes me scared for future generations. And least importantly, it makes me scared for the future of reality TV. Will Fishtank influence other reality shows to stick to this theme of desperation? Because, like, people can't really pay their bills right now? Will that push reality show contestants to agree to trade in their privacy, personal reputation, and dignity for a relatively small paycheck and some clout? In a world where no one can afford
I mean, yeah, and personally, like I said before, if you choose to do this for clout, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve.
a goddamn thing, I fear that human desperation will lead to more and more people deciding that money is worth more than their own well-being. The scariest part about Fishtank isn't the fights. It isn't the humiliation. It isn't even the constant surveillance. It's the possibility that Fishtank is becoming a microcosm of humanity and what people are willing to do to survive in a world that's becoming increasingly more cruel. And is this where reality TV is heading? Because for decades, reality TV asked us to watch people
Lost a lot of weight. All of that bullying he received through TTS, guess what it did? It motivated him to do better, and he's doing better.
embarrass themselves. Fishtank asks its audience to closely participate, and judging by its popularity, a lot of people are more than willing to do exactly that. I'm not sure if this will help anyone feel any better about the existence of this show, but the Wired
This was a great,
article
great
interviewed
shot
Jet
of Jed.
Neptune, who's currently the main one running things after Sam Hyde decided to take a step back. I would like to read this snippet from the article. The audience isn't purely out for blood. As the weeks wear on, they start to care about the contestants. They
They
want to
do.
see them improve and grow, Neptune says. That might mean standing up to another cast member or winning a particularly grueling challenge. He admits that, to the untrained eye,
I think Fishtank, the reality show itself, the TTS, good and bad. I think it's almost like an analogy, or would that be the right word? I think it's a good metaphor for real life. You're going to have good feedback. You're going to have positive feedback. There's going to be people who are going to help you succeed, and there's going to be people who want to see you fail. And uh, on the reality show Fish Tank, um, it kind of highlights that. It kind of highlights the condition you're in society. Is that corny? I don't know.
Fishtank can seem evil, but he believes that self-actualization is at its core. Negativity is the most powerful force, he tells me. People's attention won't be grasped until there's something dramatic, controversial, f***ed up happening. But once they're hooked, then they naturally want a happy ending.
Yeah,
If you want
Aperture,
to
I
send a
agree with you.
message you believe in, he says, you have to hide it in a cake of horror. And that is all I have for you guys today. I just want to thank some people. First of all, thank you
Hold
so
on.
much, Hungry Root, for sponsoring.
Okay, yeah. I'm not going to plug your sponsors for you, but let's look at the comments. I did say shout out because she did put the body cam footage in there, so I had to. She did credit me. Let's see though. Um, let's see. I don't find Big Brother or any of dating reality shows entertaining at all, so I'm clearly not the target audience. But at least with shows like Love Island and Big Brother, I can see why people would watch it, even though I don't enjoy the shows. With Fish Tank, who is this for? Who actually wants to watch a bunch of mentally unstable adults scream at each other and play with human waste? I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal. Fish Tank Live is not a reality show. It's a live stream. Get it right. Let's see. Without watching the show live, I can see how you can do it this way, but you got a lot wrong in this video. So much of what you were saying were jokes, gaslights, and not real. Yeah. Also, the contestants know what they're going on, and they know when they're being gaslit. It's more of a comedy show than a torture show. It's much more mild than it looks from clips. Also, I wouldn't listen to anything Rachel says. She's a pretty terrible person. Yeah. I mean, having insults rain down on you 24/7 is some Ghraib level torture. Also, this is the internet, so AI has been fed this as training. Good luck, everyone. Just a picky. At the beginning, you refer to Shady Springs when it is actually Sandy Springs in Georgia. Yeah, got a lot from the community. Eddie Nick's best show ever. The cruelty of the viewers kind of reminds me of the Stanford prison experiment. Most definitely. There's definitely like a Zimbardo. Is that the guy who ran the experiment? Thing going on there. Fish Tank Live, unironically, has more better diversity than just about every normie reality show out there. Plus, it has set many up with them with internet careers after the show's end. Kind of. Uh, where else can a socially awkward autistic person with no friends go that allows them to overcome anxiety, gain confidence, get friends, get a following, and money? The fact that just about every contestant on the show has left it being glad they did it should tell you something. I don't know how anyone could be upset by this unless you hate autistic people and diversity. Do you? Please keep commenting. Thank you. What? You gonna answer the question? I read on Reddit that this Sam guy has connections with Love Island. You know what I'm talking about. Uh, yeah, I want to see Bert. I know Bert's gonna react to this. I'm sure. I'm curious to see what he has to. Um, I wonder how many of the 911 calls are fake, and if any of them are some literally trying to get it to stop. I mean, I answered that question pretty well, I think. Fish Tank Live is the best show ever made. Shout out, Caleb. I wish I could finish this, but it's so fucked up I have to skip this video. See you in the... Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, Taylor Jean 417. It's so hard. Is it so hard for you to watch? Aw. Okay. Fishtank actually has a YouTube channel too. Yeah, they do. Wow, less than 500 views in 1 hour. YouTube doesn't push your content. Keep it up. I don't watch TV. Never watched a full episode of TV reality. Truly, I can't understand the concept. At least I discovered something new today. The economic side of the show is really disturbing. The economic side of any reality TV show is disturbing. Never heard of this, Loki. I'm glad I never did. Any other good comments? No, not the most disturbing reality show. For all of how horrible it is, they haven't, so far at least, set up a situation where a sexual assault was almost guaranteed to happen, let it happen, filmed it, put some of it on TV, and blame the young one for it. Like what America's Next Top Model did. Case in point, I could watch this whole video. I haven't been able to finish any of the videos about Top Model. I remember hearing about it when it first started. I had no idea they made more seasons of this nightmare fuel. Sam is a troll. If you think he's a Nazi, you're dumb. I hope Sam copy strikes you. What? Okay. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to watch this one in small doses because the TTS comments about the deceased friend almost sidelined me for the day, and I wasn't even the target. Oh, boo-hoo. I don't know what I'd do if the strangers were taunting my deceased loved ones like that. That's why you don't talk about your deceased loved ones. I know everybody makes mistakes and everyone's hurt someone's feelings by being thoughtless or careless, but to be so cruel to someone who's grieving and to do it deliberately and enjoy their distress, I can't comprehend it. Like I said, you don't want to be made fun of about something, don't talk about it. What is with these big people? I love your channel. I love your channel, but probably can't get through this video because the fish tank concept is making me queasy. Not your fault. It's just depressing to imagine people enjoying that show. Come on, dude. Grow a pair. Not surprised Duke Camus associates with him. The owner is an asshole himself. Once I heard the name Sam Hyde, I was ready to check out. I should tell you kind of everything you need to know about the people who watch her content. And based on her reaction, I would say that she's pretty blue-pilled. Can I say this as a newly retired special ed teacher? I love how real you are. How awesome to see a real kitchen in your ad. Okay, nobody cares about that. It's a weird comment. I was unfortunately introduced to Sam Hyde by an ex that turned out to be emotionally and psychologically fucking me up, so yeah. I think 7 minutes into this video, I can already imagine how awful this is going to get. I'm sorry. This video makes me want to commit grievous bodily harm against everyone involved in the show. Wow, look at how tolerant you are, including the contestants and the audience. Okay, I think Sam Hyde's reputation for being an alt-right neo-Nazi is fairly well deserved. Donating to the legal fund of another avowed neo-Nazi, Andrew Anglin of the Daily Stormer. Goes beyond just trolling. Yeah, I mean, this is just the normie reaction to Fish Tank Live. I think she mischaracterized a lot of the casting ideas and a lot of the cast. I don't believe they're not smart enough to make their own decisions. I think the show does work. Production is bad though, in terms of how they run the show, but I think that it still works. So, um, yeah, we're gonna end it. But I appreciate everybody dropping by. Thank you. Body cams are coming soon, guys. I got like 3. I got Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon body cams coming. Okay, I got what else? Alex B police reports, the monkey situation. That's coming. Um what else is coming? I got another one. I can't think of it right now.